Just laughing.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to 2020. We'll give you guys a couple of moments to hop on here while we start sharing these in some places, and then we will get started for episode 26 of the AWAKEN Vlogcast. So give us just a moment. Let us get these shared, and we will start talking.
Okay. And I'll have this up in case we can't see comments.
I'll put it right there.
Okay. Ooh.
Okay. Just gonna share this real quick, and we'll be good.
Fix my hair.
Alright, we are good to go.
Hey, Keena.
What's up, Keena?
Just getting going here. And they took away the dual live function, so
that's why we're here together
we're
again.
here in person. And this is probably how it will be.
Yeah, for now.
Which I think it's better this way.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Yeah.
So we're really excited about today's episode. So like I said, this is episode 26. So welcome to episode 26 of the AWAKEN Vlogcast. Today we're talking about welcome to 2020.
It is 2020 now.
That's pretty awesome.
Oh my god.
So we have a lot to share with you guys today about, one, what AWAKEN has evolved into over this past year, what we have created, the vision for what we're doing with it in 2020.
It's crazy thinking where we started.
I know.
It's like where it is now and like where we want to take it. It's
pretty
exciting.
awesome. So we're going to share with you guys today basically like what there is to come, what to expect, things that you can look forward to. Hi, Debbie Jo.
Hi.
So first of all, we want to talk about 2019. So 2019.
What a year. Am I right?
For real, like really though, like
it
was let me put it this way. A year ago today, I remember sitting on the couch at New Year's.
Mm-hmm.
I literally had the thought to myself, 2019 is going to be the year. It's going to be the best year, right? It was the best year.
Yes, if you look at it from the right perspective.
Yes, everything can be a blessing in disguise if you let it be.
Yeah.
It's just really humorous to know where I was literally a year ago.
Yes.
And I know it's not just like that for me. It's been a year for you of change and growth, and a lot of our viewers on here who view us all the time share with us, what's going on in their life and things that have happened to them in 2019. Because 2019 was a year of purging, a lot of shadow work, which we've talked about.
A lot of shadow work.
If you've missed our past episodes, you guys need to go check them out. I mean, there's some great basic
good stuff,
foundation work for you guys that we've shared, and that's why we were sharing it in 2019, because that was the work that needed to be done in 2019. So with 2020, the view that we have, we're expanding upon that. So you guys have been here with us. We've been having these conversations. You've evolved past the basics. So you're here with us, and we're not just here to keep having the same conversation over and over. That's not what awakening is. Mm-hmm. Awakening is ever expanding and having new
leveling up.
Leveling up, exactly.
Yep.
I like that. It's like video games.
I know, yeah, we like video games.
Yeah, we're both gamers. So 2020 is about leveling up. So now Awaken is evolving to help you do that, because that's what we're here to do, is to help teach you these things, because we want to help you awaken. We want to help you evolve, and to help create the life that you desire, that you want to live.
Yeah. So, and we're doing it together, and it's not like, oh, we've done this and we're master
this is like
creators and all that. I'm like, we're just doing this together, and we're just sharing our journey, and we're all taking this journey together, and that makes it better, I think, because then nobody feels like they're behind or better than anyone else. It's like we're all in the same boat on the same journey. Yeah, the journeys are different, but it's the same, because we all want growth. We all want to level up. We all want to just we all want to manifest whatever it is that we want our life to be. And that's what awakening is.
Yeah, it's taking your power back. Like, I talk all the time about stepping back into your power. That's what I mean by that. Like, you're not living life by default. You're not living life because of what happens to you. You're actually choosing how you want your life to be. Yeah. And that can be scary for some people, because that is taking responsibility and your own accountability for yourself in your life. So you're not just going with the flow anymore. You're creating the life that you want to live. And a lot of people at first kind of get tripped up by that, because they have to own up like, oh, well, if my life's shit, that's because I'm allowing it to be just that.
Yes. That's quite an awakening when you realize, like, oh, this is my fault.
Yeah, that you are your problem.
This is my fault, yeah.
Yeah, because, and we're not saying if you get treated bad or whatever, but at the same side of that is you allow that to happen. Mm-hmm. And that has to do with self-worth and things like that. Like, that goes a whole other deeper thing. Yeah. But you are the creator of your reality, whatever that reality is. Mm-hmm. So we're here to help give you the tools. That's why we talk about just the grand things that we talk about, because it's not one size fits all. There's not one awakening that there's like a process. Like she said, like there's masters out there. They're like, oh yeah, I've awakened. Here's the tools. Like, no, Morgan shares with you things that help her. I share with you things that have helped me. And together we come up with new things even to help you guys and further our own awakening. Because my belief is that the true awakening never ends. Like there's different levels to it. Like you just get deeper and deeper with the awakening and understanding. So I think that we're all ever evolving. And like Ram Dass, one of his quotes is, we're all just walking each other home. And I think that's really true. I think,
I like that.
Yeah, like
I've heard that.
No one knows all the answers, right? We're just out here trying to figure it out together. But it's like Morgan said, when we do it together, it's a bigger impact because you don't feel alone. You have that community, that sense of family or whatever that you can voice things off of. That's why a lot of our viewers, I mean, that's been the coolest thing for me to watch is like them become friends and like interact with each other.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh look, they're talking.
Yeah, and like,
that's
hi
awesome.
Darcy. Yeah, just like to see that grow, because that's literally why we created this space. We wanted people to have that, because I know for myself, I mean, it was pretty lonely going through my awakening because I didn't know a lot of people going through it.
Me too. And you don't like to feel lonely. Like I know loneliness is part of awakening sometimes, but it's nice to have friends or people that understand you, that you can talk with, or just share your feelings or your emotions, or like, hey, what do you think about this? Because when you're alone, it just makes it so much harder, because then you have no one to talk to, and you start like doubting yourself, and you're like, am I crazy for thinking this? I have to be insane. Like no one else understands what I'm talking about. And so it gets really intense. So to understand that you're not alone is really powerful. And again, that's why we do this, because you're not alone, and you shouldn't be alone during this intense awakening process.
This is a huge thing for you in your life. This changes everything.
Oh yeah,
like your life literally will never be the same after you start to have your awakening. Yeah. Because once you have awareness to something, you can never have unawareness to it.
Oh, that's true. Even though sometimes you're like, man, I wish I didn't know this.
Sometimes you wish you could turn it off, but at the same time you really don't, because knowledge is power, and the more you know, the more you can be proactive about it. Again, about creating the life that you want to live, not responding to the life that you want to live. Yeah. Her hair does look so great, isn't it?
I like fun colors, because life's too short. And who cares what people say? If I want to put purple in my hair, I can. You should too. Yeah. You should. Oh, I should get you some of my conditioner. It's pigmented conditioner, and then you can like, because you have some fun in your hair.
Yeah, I've thought about
we
doing
should do that on the live sometime.
Maybe.
Just like
we'll talk about it. Listen, I'm a Virgo, so I don't like super abrupt changes. I do slight changes. We'll see.
We'll do a little strip.
Yeah, just a little strip. I can do that. I've actually had purple strip in my hair before.
Sweet. Do it again. Okay.
That's a whole other conversation.
Okay. We got sidetracked.
That's fine.
It happens.
So anyway, we're really excited about what we have coming for you guys in 2020. The way that Awaken is evolving, the things that we have coming, it's so exciting. So here's just a couple of things. So in 2020, it's all about seeing clearly. We've done the purging work now in 2019. We're at this space now. We have a good foundation. So now we're at the foundation of setting intentions and intentionally living and creating the life that we want to live, right? So we plan on sharing with you guys a bunch of ways to do that. And as most people know, it takes 21 days to create a habit. So that'll be one thing we talk about. We'll have different exercises and things like that for people to try to kind of experiment with yourself. Yes. Because we've both done experiments. I know
self-experimentation.
It's so fun, really. Just to like try things out and see how they work. And he's gonna get right at it. We're laughing at my dog. Sorry. He's getting all his toys right now. And we're gonna give you experiments to use to see how it affects you and see what you think of them. Because like I said, it's not one size fits all. Some experiments might not work for you, and that's okay too. But we're gonna share the tools with you.
Even books to read. Yeah. Like that's what we're doing. We have a book that we're reading together, rereading together.
You want to Vanna White it? And this is the book. So this is another thing that we want to start with.
Code.
Yes. Say what you're saying about it, that we just started reading it.
Oh yeah, we just started, because you've read it, and I've read it. So we're rereading it together, because, and we've talked about this a lot. Emotions are huge. Emotions can get stuck in your body. They can cause physical
symptoms,
problems,
diseases, illnesses.
Oh yeah, and then like mental things too. And I will say, it's been a while since I've read it. I'm excited to reread it, but I did self-experiment on myself, removing trapped emotions from myself, and it did make a difference. So this is the book we're currently reading together. We recommend you get it too. I think you can get it used. You can get it audiobook, Audible.
You can go to Half Price Books and get them. You can order it on
the
Amazon,
library,
anywhere.
But this is huge, and so for 2020, since we're wanting to level up,
we want to do a mass experiment with you guys. That's what we want to do.
Exactly,
and this is it.
This is a very simple way to do this. I know. I will say, I'm trying to get in a better habit of reading. I tend to want to watch Netflix on my downtime, but for 2020, I really am working on this. I've already finished the first chapter today, first day of 2020, and it just got me excited reading it again because I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this, and I remember how cool it was to understand this and learn this and practice on myself. So this is huge. The emotion code, get it if you're really serious about leveling up, because you can heal yourself of trapped emotions in your body in a very simple way. It's all in this book. And then we can, once we read through it, we'll touch on it again and maybe do a demonstration or something.
Maybe. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
So, and this is a lot of stuff in this book. I mean, this is stuff that I do with my clients. I mean, I don't just do Reiki. I've talked to you guys before about the tapping, the NLP, all these things. They all tie together. They all talk about these kinds of things that Dr. Bradley Nelson talks about in this book. So this is basically... to summarize this, is that thoughts become things, okay? I know we talk all the time about, well, I just think this thing, but it's not going to matter. Like, it actually does. Because Dr. Bradley Nelson talks about specifically how when you have certain thought processes and patterns, how it can activate certain markers in your DNAs, actually to activate different illnesses and things like that.
Yeah, that's the thing, activating your DNA.
Yeah,
like,
so
that is a thing.
Basically what he's talking about is epigenetics. And we've talked a little bit about it on AWAKEN before, but this is a really good book. We want to go through it together. We want to go through it with you guys. So we want to go through, learn these, do the exercises, and we want your feedback on what your experience was. Because the whole point is, the only way we change the world is to change our inner world first.
Yes.
Which... everybody knows 2019 was a lot of that. A lot of shadow work. I know I did a lot of shadow work.
There's a lot of shit in 2019.
Yeah,
okay?
I did a lot of healing. Some old wounds that came up, I'm like, thought that was gone, right? Yes. So it was perfect opportunity to heal those things. And now we're just in the next level, the little deeper part of that. So we want to share with you guys these tools and how to do that. So it's not just us talking about it. We want you to practice it. We want you to experiment with it. We want you to see how these things we're talking about are not just things that we're talking about. Like, this book is literally science, okay? The things that they talk about here. Yeah. And there's so many different... Dr.
Bradley
Nelson.
Yes.
And Dr. Joe Dispenza is another one of my favorites. But they all talk about the science behind it. It just gives you the proof instead of just saying, well, this may or may not work.
Right.
Sorry, I'm going to go back because I missed that comment. Morgan said, getting that book, I need it for my 2020 glow up. I love that.
Glow up. I love it. That's so fancy.
Yes.
Fancy.
So basically, if you guys are new to this, we do these by every other week.
Yes.
On Wednesdays.
Yes.
So we won't have one next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after. We started with the first, obviously, because it's the first.
Isn't it funny how it worked out like that?
It is.
I mean, it's not funny because we expect those things.
We already know.
That's just an expression.
Yeah. We notice these things.
Yeah.
So anyway, we want to touch base with you guys. If you guys do get this book, we want to know on the next live that we do, what do you think about it? Did you get it? What is your feedback? Have you done any experiments? We want to talk about it. This is an open conversation.
Yeah.
Basically, it's almost like an online book club in a way.
Ooh, kind of, yeah.
But better. Yeah. It's like a book club on steroids. Because we're
do the raising hand emoji if you plan to get the book.
Yeah, if you're going to get this book.
Yeah.
Give us your little whoop whoop hand.
Or like something.
I want to see how many people.
Or a GIF. Yeah. Or whatever. Those are fun.
Like, give us something. Yeah. We want to know who's doing this experiment with us.
Yeah.
Because we are regardless.
We are.
We just want to see who wants to join in and do it with us.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that we're expanding more upon this year with AWAKEN is the books. We've talked about books, but we really want to not just talk about the books. We want to do the practices in the books with you guys and with each other.
Yep.
So basically, one more time, the book is called The Emotion Code with Dr. Bradley Nelson. It's how to release your trapped emotions for abundant health, love, and happiness. Talks about epigenetics and how thoughts become things, how they turn on certain, markers in your DNA to turn on and off certain illnesses and diseases, things like that.
And it's an easy read. It's not super scientific where you read it and you're like, I don't understand. It's very easy to read. the instructions are very simple. I mean, I can follow them.
Yeah.
It was very, very easy. So it's not super complicated. So don't let that stress you out.
So Darcy's got her hands up, so she's getting the book. Rolanda has her hands up. She's getting the book. Lori has her hands up.
Yeah.
Darcy's...
Do people still do this, or am I old?
Raise the roof. It's fine. We'll do it together. We'll be old together. It's fine.
She'd be like, dang it, Morgan, you have to do it too. So
all right, so we got Keena said she's getting the book. All right, so we're seeing lots of hands up. So I'm really excited about this.
Excellent.
I want to share this with you guys. I want to talk about these things. So, you know, we do also get lots of messages and comments from you guys. So you can always send us a message. Let us know you got the book. Let us know how it's going. We like talking about these things. We really like talking about it in the live, though, because then everyone can join on the conversation.
Yes.
Debbie Jo said, I need to come and be a guest on Awaken, adding to my 2020 vision board. So that leads us perfectly.
What a perfect segue
into our next. You go ahead. Here, let me give it
Oh my gosh.
There you go. There's your drum roll.
So one of the changes we want to make, I don't want to say changes, just the evolution of Awaken, is we do want to have interviews with people.
Yeah.
We've kind of had a hiccup with Facebook not being able to do the dual live, but we're going to find a way. We'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah,
but
we got more for you. Don't worry.
We do want to interview people because we want to hear about your journeys and your experiences. And I know Lorraine is one we want to interview too, and Debbie Jo. That's amazing that you volunteered for that, because that's exactly what we want. Because we want to hear your stories. You've been a part of this journey, and so we want to give you a platform to share what you have with this community, this Awaken community.
Because everybody's story is important.
Yes,
and so we would like, if you are interested in becoming a guest in 2020 or know somebody that would be a really good guest or anything like that, send us messages, send us your story, send us their story, tell us, like, because we're actively looking for the people that are the right fit that we are going to share their story, because your story is important to you, and you know, my story is important to me, Morgan's is to her, and everybody's resonates with somebody else. So like my story might impact somebody totally different than Morgan's story, and vice versa. So the point is, though, we're more alike than we are different. So it's always good to hear someone else's story that something might resonate. We're like, oh, I remember going through that. That really sucked, and look at you now. Like, you've come so far.
It's like you survived that, and look at your life now. It's amazing to see people's successes when they've struggled with something, or when you've seen them go through a hard time. Because I don't know about you, but I'm sure you're the same. Like, I want people to win, whatever it is they're wanting to win in their life, to create. I want that for people, because there's no sense in getting jealous of other people, and there's too much of that already. People just jealous, and they're talking shit about other people. It's like, you should want people to win at whatever it is, because that's how we change things. That's how we awaken Earth and all the Earthlings and make this place better, is cheering on for each other. And that's what we want to do. We want to celebrate your stories. Because
abundance is abundant. There is not like, if Morgan gets a piece of the pie, that I'm getting less of the pie. That's not how true abundance
There's
works.
enough pie for everybody.
There's enough
infinite
pie for everybody.
It just keeps refilling.
It just
just
pie for life.
It's like Jesus serving pie. It just never runs out. It's just, here's some more
rabbit
pie.
hole of pie. So basically, that's why we want to celebrate what you're doing. We want to hear what you're doing. We want to celebrate that, because that is really what I believe life's about. That's what I help people do. I was talking about this earlier. Like, I help people find their purpose. I help them get in line with that, and that's just so natural to me. And I love cheering people on. As much as I hated cheerleaders, I say hated very loosely, because I don't hate anything, but I disliked cheerleaders growing up, right?
It's okay. Me too.
More so is their attitude.
But it was so opposite of me.
Yeah, it's very egoic mind, okay? That's why I didn't like
the
it.
ego,
But now what I know is that I'm actually a cheerleader. I am a great cheerleader. Because I like, just like Morgan said, I like seeing what somebody's passion is, what sets their soul on fire, and I just love flaming and fanning that flame, like,
fan the fire.
Yeah, like, I just want that shit to explode, like, get huge. I want them to take off, because I believe everyone has the birthright for that. Like, I don't believe that we should have to suffer in life necessarily. Like, I believe, especially when you're awakened and you're creating your life, hell yeah, you deserve that. Everything you get, you deserve, because you're putting in the work every day. And people don't realize, when you're going through an awakening and you're living conscious living every moment, how intentional you really have to be, and how much work you actually put in. But it is worth it. A lot of work. But some people give up so easily sometimes when they realize, oh shit, this is, I have to do this forever. Like, there's not a point where it's just like,
it's not just perfect.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
No, I don't. Yeah. But the people that want to do the work deserve the reward.
Yeah. And then there's people that don't want to do the work.
And that's okay. Don't judge them. They're on their own journey.
Yeah.
But you decide what you want. Because that's the only thing you're in control of.
Yep, exactly.
Keena put pieces of cake for all.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Cake pie for all.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Can we do a cookie cake? Because I'm a cookie cake kind of person.
Ooh,
I don't like
kind
cake.
Of cake.
Mine's okay. Mine's cookie cake. That's what mine is.
And
I have abundant. It's enough for everybody. So I'm willing to share with all of you guys.
That's right.
So that's a lot of stuff we're
about
creating.
Cake.
Yeah. So if you have stuff like that, like that's what we like to celebrate here. We love sharing stories because, like I said, it can impact anyone and connect with somebody that maybe something else didn't. What is the other thing? So we want to interview people. We're bringing you guys 5D knowledge now because now we've taught you the basic. You've built your foundation of awakening. We've talked about crystals and what vibration even is. We've talked about chakras.
Well, this is episode 26.
Yeah,
so we've got 25 other episodes of
great
emotions and, like you said, crystals.
Oh yeah, emotions. We've talked about words, manifesting,
and
like
pyramids, and like
but
all
that,
the things.
We just want to prepare you guys. That was sticking your toe into what's coming in 2020. 2020, you're about to jump in with us and go for a ride and create.
Crazy guys.
Crazy awesome. That was weird.
We're the same. I think we're the same person.
We're the same person.
In like a different dimension.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Well, we are technically. We are all one.
Yeah.
I'm you, you're me. We're viewers.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah. Let's see. I can't read that. What's it say?
Let's see. Oh, the Darcy's?
Yeah.
It says, Debbie Joe, do you see the video getting bigger then going back to normal? Almost like a wave.
Because it is a wave. Ride with us.
Now, who knows what our energy's doing? We think they're trying to censor us too, so.
Yeah, that's why we've evolved and done what we're doing. Keena said, I don't like pie and my iPad is being stupid. Sorry, that's fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
And you just don't have to be pie. It can be cake, it can be cookie cake, it can
whatever
be whatever you want
it
to
be.
It
Could be carrots if you want. I don't know.
If you're a health nut, fine.
Yeah.
Carrots work too.
Yeah.
So that leads us to our next thing. So we talk about censoring and things like that. So obviously,
it's real. It happens.
It is. And we've evolved. We're doing the live like this now because, hey, we can't do dual lives. And we didn't want to stop doing this because we're not going
to be like, oh, here's a challenge. Oh, we're just going to quit it. It's too hard.
Yeah. We're too far.
I'm going to drive my ass over to her house and we're going to do it.
We're too far in the awakening to
F
do
you,
that.
Facebook.
Yeah. So we figure out other ways. So that's why we're here doing the lives together. And when we do the interviews, we'll probably do Zooms. We haven't decided yet on all of that. Yeah. But that brings us to our next point. We are going to be creating a Patreon account, and we're going to be doing.
I've never done that before.
Yeah, so we're going to have a lot of videos in there. So Patreon is based off subscribers. You can pay for different levels of things that you kind of get like VIP to certain things like that.
Yeah.
So do stay tuned for that because eventually we're going to be funneling all of our stuff off of so much reliant heavy on Facebook because of the censoring, because of the things that they do and don't allow us to do. We're going to start funneling over on Patreon. Yeah. We've got our YouTube videos that we share. Yeah. If you go on, I know my website and they're on yours, right?
Yes.
So either one of our websites. Mine's transcendwellnessok.com. And what's your website?
Intentionallyminimalish.com.
And you can go on either one of us on our websites there. And we've got the playlist of every episode. We upload them as we go. Yes. So you can go back and watch all past 25 episodes. And we always upload the next new one there too. So you can always catch those. Yeah. But the Patreon's going to be more... It's going to be even deeper. Yeah. It's going to be people that really want to put in the work and do stuff. And you have to, and that's why it's a subscription-based one, because you have to invest in yourself. Yeah. Because we give free content all the time. Oh, yeah. But the people that want to go even deeper, they have to have a little bit of an investment because it is an energy exchange. Yeah. And we talk about that all the time. We can't give and not fill also. Yeah. And it allows us to do other things. Yeah. So I know Morgan's got her bus and things like that she wants to do to, impact. I saw it.
Oh yeah, and I was like, what's it doing? I'm going out of focus.
It's funny. It's fine. Yeah. Focus, Morgan. But just things like that we're really excited about. So that's one thing. And then brings us to our last point, and then we'll just talk. But we want to do experiments, which we kind of talked about at the beginning. Yes. We want to do hands-on experiences with you. So we're going to talk a lot about energy. We're going to show you how to do some energy experiments at home, which is really cool. Yeah. And we'll go into other deep things, maybe how to show people how to see auras or stuff like that. Like, there's just a lot.
There's a lot.
We can focus on doing meditations or even Reiki to a degree. They can do that. I mean, even if they're not attuned, they can still do Reiki. Oh, yeah. Like, I do it myself a lot. Yeah, we want you to feel energy, basically, is what I'm saying.
Just and put it into practice. Because there's a difference between, like, you learn about it and that's awesome and you're interested in it, but then like actually doing it, like really getting into it, trying it, seeing what you like, what you don't like, that's really important because you have to take that next step. That's part of the awakening journey.
Yeah, so basically, this is why we're doing this, because when a lot of people start their awakening journey and they awaken, some of them stop at that.
It gets intense.
Yeah, some of them will stop. They're like, I'm aware, and this is where I'm just going to stay now.
And you're just like, I'm good here. I'm comfortable here.
Yes, and that's not how...
The comfort zone is... You can't
You're
live
never
there.
going to grow in your comfort zone, ever.
Yeah.
I promise you.
You can sit there for a little bit, but then at some point, you
get
gotta,
bored of
stick your toe out.
Yeah.
And, then you gotta, get your foot, your leg, and then you just gotta, jump out.
Yeah.
Out of the comfort zone.
Because that's where the most growth happens.
Yeah.
And the whole point of being human and having a human experience in this 3D, I know. I know you don't like it, but to have a 3D experiment
I don't not
here,
like it. It's very...
You just like your other realms better.
I know. Yeah.
You have to go through those things. You have to experiment it. And you have to keep expanding, because so many people get stuck in ruts and what would you say, cycles and just defaults. People don't intentionally live. I laugh when people talk
They're
about
on autopilot.
Yeah, what's that big show that everybody watches with the zombies?
Walking Dead?
Yes. I laughed when that came out because I, for one, never watched it.
I watched the first
Everybody
3 seasons, and then
it.
I was like, this is really dark and sad, and I don't want to watch this anymore.
Here's why I didn't watch it, though.
Yeah.
One is because everybody else was watching it, and I don't do that. I'm not a, a trend person. That's what's happening, so let's do it because everybody else is doing it. That's not me at all.
I don't do that, but let's see. I'm just thinking. I mean, I don't really do that, but there's certain things that I like that other people like. Game of Thrones, I watch Game of Thrones.
I never watched that either.
Yeah.
So my perspective on The Walking Dead was I laugh because when I look,
everyone else.
No, I laugh because when I looked around, that's what I saw the 3D world as. It was zombies. People just
that
living,
is true.
I was like, that's why people
zombies.
like this movie so much.
We do live among zombies, and we don't mean that in a negative way.
Yeah, we're talking about unconscious thinking. You're just going by default. Zombies don't sit there and think I'm gonna bite this lady on the neck. No, they're just going.
It's just
living by default.
You're doing what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And it's just the same thing until you die.
That sounds so boring. I can't. And I'm here to expand.
Oh yeah. And we're all here to kind of be on that path. My husband and I, we used to kind of be on that path, and then we've kind of came to a screeching halt, and we're like, whoa, we don't like this. We don't like this. Yeah. We want to do this. And now we have consciously decided what really matters to us and how we want our life to be. And so we have we did a U-turn. We're like, it's so shit, and back around this way. And
it's so good though.
We bought a bus, and we bought some acreage, and I'm gonna it's amazing.
It's completely different than when I first met you.
Oh yeah,
180 different.
And I know a lot of my family is like, what the hell are they doing? But we're happier than we've ever been in our life, and that's what it's about.
And you know what?
How we want to live. It's amazing.
And the other part is that you're being authentic to yourself.
Yeah.
I remember, Morgan, when we were first hanging out, how different you were.
I know.
And I remember the first time you came to Transcend and you put color in your hair. It was it was purple.
Yeah.
And it was but it was just a peekaboo purple.
Yeah.
And that was your first stepping out. And
my
now
first
look at her fucking hair. I'm so proud of you, dude.
Purple,
it's so awesome.
Or pink or blue, whatever I want. Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I just like to see that.
I know. She's really, been there since the beginning. She's
you really come into
the
your
process.
Own.
Yeah, it's fun. It's freeing.
Yeah. It really is. We talk about the work that goes into it, but when you step into that space and you're able to be your authentic self all the time. 100%. No mask.
So
there's
good.
You can't even explain it to people.
Yeah,
it's really hard to put into words.
It's just an experience. You really.
And that we're not saying that bad things might not happen, right?
Life is going to happen.
That's life.
Challenges.
Yeah. But
growth opportunities.
Opportunities. That's what. I call them opportunities.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's all it is. It's just a new opportunity to make a new decision. That's all it is, and that's all life ever is. If something bad happens to us, we get to choose how we respond to it. Unless you're living on a default, and then you just react. And that's the difference
people
between.
Like that.
We all know some people react. But that's the difference between.
You're that's why your life is the same.
Intentional living.
50 years.
Exactly. Intentional living versus unintentional, unconscious, default living.
Zombie living.
Yeah.
Zombie living.
Zombieland is such a good movie, though.
I did watch that. I haven't seen the second.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's
I need to watch the second one now. Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's what we have sharing for you guys. So we
Yeah.
want to know. I gotta go back up to these comments that we're missing.
I know. One says I felt like that about the Truman Show. That's a good movie.
Truman Show.
I think about
so
that
good.
a lot. I'm like,
Yeah.
is someone watching me through my mirror?
It's me. I'm just
I
kidding.
mean, it could be. If
It
mirrors
is.
are alternate dimensions.
It is, and you're me and I'm you.
And last time I was like, what if this is the reflection in the mirror? Like, what if we're just a reflection?
Yeah, through the looking
And,
glass.
and
That's
the
what it makes me
reflection you
think of.
see is like the actual reality.
Yeah.
Reality. Yeah.
Which is like Alice in Wonderland stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
before we go down that
Sorry,
rabbit
yeah.
hole, so what do you guys want to hear? What do you want to learn in 2020? What are your
Yeah.
intentions for 2020?
Yeah.
Because we're here to create this space for you to help you. So we want to know. We already have our ideas.
Yeah.
We
What are your
shared-
ideas?
we shared a little bit with
Suggestions?
you.
What do you want to learn?
Yeah, what do you-
Practice.
What's the most important thing to you in 2020?
Mhm.
We want to know.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go back up to these comments real quick.
Okay.
If
What
I
do
can
you want to
scroll up.
create?
Let's see. Darcy
lot
said,
of
let's
things.
put into practice. Debbie Jo said, this happens a lot when I watch very informative in real lives. That's awesome. Debbie Jo said, I will have to watch later, too much happening. Akina said, I feel like that about the Truman Show. Yep.
Sorry,
Well,
be weird.
you're so funny. So that's what we do. So what do you guys want to learn? What do you want to know more about? What do you have questions about? Look at my long arm.
I'm watching. Oh, look, there's me being weird.
I know, it's fine. We're trying to read these and it's kind of harder to see because it's further
Yeah.
away than normal than when we do these lives.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you have questions, put them in there.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing is that's what we have to share about. We
Yeah.
have things that we have coming that we're really excited about.
Yeah.
That we want to share. We have stories. We have people on here that are
Yes.
our viewers. We have other people that are not
Yes.
viewers that we want to share. There's just a lot of connection. 2020
Yeah.
is about intention, about connection.
Creation.
Yeah, there is a
Yeah.
lot of creation in 2020.
Yeah.
That's why
the year of
2019 was the way that it was.
Yeah, you had to do the shadow work, get through all the crap, so that you could create that foundation
From
to
the-
start building.
Yes.
Yeah.
From the authentic
You had
space.
to knock down like that old crappy
muck,
house
yeah.
on the foundation,
For sure.
so you have a clean slate, and now you're starting to build new.
Yeah, because if you didn't do the shadow work, there's just no way that you can build a strong foundation. Because
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. Because that program, that shadow work, will always be creeping in the background, subconsciously. We know that for a fact. That's how the brain works. So
the brain.
I love the brain.
It's awesome and also
Very
kind of
interesting.
weird sometimes.
And we use weird loosely here because
I know
our
she doesn't
definition-
like when I say weird.
No,
and
I
I
don't-
mean weird
no,
in a good way.
I'm just
yeah.
saying we have weird. Our definition of weird is probably different than yours. Like I
That's
think
true.
it's like interesting. Like
Yeah,
I like.
I think weird is like awesome because it's different.
Yeah. So when you have to do the shadow work, it's so that you get rid of the egoic mind. And a good book on that too that we've talked about, I think on here before. I'm pretty sure, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle.
Oh, I did that on Audible, like audiobook. That was good.
Yeah, so I know a lot of our viewers have read that too. If you haven't, you should totally check it out. But it talks a lot about the egoic mind. The egoic mind is, again, the default programs. That's not your true authentic self. So first of all, you are not your thoughts. You are the observer of your thoughts.
I don't remember where I read it because I don't even remember anything other than
That's
the lesson I got from
confirmation.
it.
What are you talking about? You remember
No,
everything.
you let me finish. I
Okay,
don't remember
okay.
like the details of like I remember the lesson from it.
Okay.
And it's like the ego helps us survive here on Earth. So
Yes.
the ego's important.
Yes.
So those programs do help us survive here, but when those go on autopilot and we go into zombie mode, then it's not serving our higher self. So when we talk about the ego, it's not like, oh, ego's bad. It's just, you don't want the ego to run away with everything and take over, because then you go into zombie mode.
And that's not conscious living. You're not
Right.
being intentional with the moment. You're just going by default.
Yeah, exactly.
Kina said, I'd like y'all to do the idea about drawing a card from time to time.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, so I did say that in my Journey
Yeah.
to Illumination group.
Yeah.
That I'm probably going to start doing some pulls. But we can
That
do that
would
on
be
here
that'd
too.
be a good live.
Yeah. We can
That'd
talk
be
about
fun.
oracle cards on here. Some people don't even know what those are. So we do that.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Kina also said, I need to know more about shadow work. So, good news, Kina. We've done a whole episode on shadow work. I think it was episode 25. That's what comes to the top of my head. That might be wrong. No, it wasn't
I won't
25.
guess it right,
Wait,
so.
no, it wasn't 25. It was 22 or something like that.
It was in the 20s, I think.
Yeah. Look in the 20s. Go to either one of our websites.
Yeah.
Look it up. But
Yeah.
we did a specific episode
Yeah.
just on shadow work.
Are there any books on shadow work?
And there's Tons of
like,
books.
do you have one like
not off the top of my head?
Okay.
But yes, we will talk about that again because it is important. You've actually done, I know personally, a lot of the shadow work. So the stuff that we talk about, that we've been messaging and things like that about, you've been doing a lot of the shadow work.
Yeah.
Just FYI, if that helps you understand. So shadow work, when we talk about that, shadow work is not saying that there's this horrible side of you. I like to point that out because I think people like to say opposites are like negative and positive.
Right, that's a hard concept. I remember, I know for me, like, okay, so there's a dark side and a light side. Does that mean I have...
This is
like
Star
Wars?
Evil? Like, what's happening?
Yeah, am I like fucking
Darth
Vader?
Like,
What's
happening?
I know, so it's not like that.
It's just part of you.
The challenge part of you. The things you need to reprogram about yourself, the things that maybe the ego has run away with, programming that no longer serves you.
Yeah.
But did maybe serve you at one point. But now that you're awakening and leveling up, you need to change those programs in order to do so.
And I think that's important to also say that because I think so many people don't realize how many programs they've picked up from other people just growing up.
There's so many.
Like until you become
kids.
awakened and then you have a different perspective, you don't even see a lot of it.
Oh, yeah. And when
I'm sure you see it with your kids, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Like when you start doing certain things, I bet you're
oh
like,
my God.
oh my God, where's that program coming from?
Oh, I know. And I was like, oh shit, I don't like this.
Yeah.
Like, I got to reprogram and make sure to not program that too deep into them.
Yeah.
So it gets, it's crazy. But it's cool when you can start recognizing, you're like, oh, that's a program. Like that I can change this.
Exactly.
And then you can start working. Now, where did this originate from?
Yep.
Why is
Ask
it like
the questions.
this?
That's what we
and
talk about
then you
all the
start
time.
digging and doing
and
the
then
work.
You find it.
And
And I think it's also important to know that change is okay. It's okay to change your mind. I think that's another thing that people get so...
You don't have to be stuck anywhere.
They get so wrapped in it, though. Like, I see it all the time with clients, like, specifically around religions and things like that. I know that's a big one for a lot of people, but there are other things.
I like that topic.
I know. That's one of your favorites. You're like, let's deep dive.
I know.
But so many people do. It's like, they have this internal struggle. Like, I've always thought A. I can't possibly now change my mind and believe B. Because my whole life I've believed A. This is what A is. The point is, if you're truly living and you're truly evolving, you should be gaining knowledge to where you're allowed to change your perspective based on the information you've picked up.
Yeah.
That's what true living is.
Yeah.
It's not living by default. Well, I just believe it because I just believe it. This is because somebody told me this. And that's important.
I think that's a sign of true intelligence, is being able to change your beliefs and your opinions based on new information when you receive it.
That's
instead of just saying, oh, no, this is just because so-and-so said this, or this book said this, or this is how it's always been. Like, you're not going to grow from that space. And it's okay to question things. It's okay to change your mind back, too. Like,
nothing is permanent. Change
is
the only constant.
Yeah.
100%. What did your hubby say?
Are you watching me? I'm just kidding.
Hi.
So it's so hard to break out and just question what you've always been told is the way. Yes. And
it can be scary as shit.
It can. And
a lot of people will freeze when that happens.
Oh.
Like, we talk about fight. So the autonomic nervous response.
The fight or flight.
Fight, flight, or freeze is the other one. They've added that one.
I always forget about freeze,
Because that's been a newer one in the last couple of years they've added. But it used to just be fight or flight, but they've added freeze because some people do, like, in certain situations, they don't even react. They just tense up and freeze. That happens a lot.
Oh, yeah. And I know...
And then they don't make any decisions.
Yeah. My husband's on here. And I share a lot about our journey. But I remember religion was a topic with us. And I was starting to, like, question things and ask questions. And he was just like, no, it can't be. It was like, does not compute. Like, he just couldn't quite get there. But now, it's been so much better to have just open conversations and just question things. And just by me questioning something wasn't...
It doesn't start a fight.
Right. It doesn't mean that I don't believe in God. Or I don't believe in these things. It's just, I'm just questioning...
I want to understand.
Bigger. It has to be bigger than this. And it's okay to think bigger. And so we have so much, our conversations are so much better now. And it's just really great when you can get past that. It's almost like you fear judgment. Like,
well, that's what he says on here.
Yeah.
He said they are so afraid of not being loyal. Yeah. And I think judgment is a big part of that too.
Oh, yeah. Well, and judgment is part of religion. If you don't believe this, you're going to hell.
It's blasphemy. If we're speaking specifically on religion.
You're like, no, there's
I think that's with anything.
It's so
though.
contradictory. It's so weird.
I don't think it's just religion. I think in general.
Oh, it can be all kinds of things.
Yeah. People are very judgmental. And the thing is, here's the thing. If someone's judging you, I want you to remember it has nothing to do with you at all.
It's them.
It's 100%
the
them.
person. Yeah.
Hey, what did you put?
But you point at me. You're supposed to point at me.
It's true. It's their programs. It's whatever they're going through, their lens that they're viewing the world through. It has nothing to do with you. And so much as human beings, like, I know, I can say this from my personal experience. As human beings, we like to take on other people's shit. So, I mean...
sponges.
Yeah, so, and I've always been a very sensitive person. So I remember any time that I've been speaking my truth, and it's been scary as shit, like, about the things that I've ever, coming out, like, anything that I have, shared, it was a scary place to be, but it was also so freeing once I did it.
Yes.
And I was worried. I was worried about losing people and whatever, and then I changed my mind, because I decided if I lost those people, those weren't my people. Like, right. They weren't in alignment with me. That's why they can't hang with me. That's okay. Like, I've had a lot of people fall away. It's like, why I've had better people rise up. Like,
yeah, like, why are you scared to lose somebody that's not on your side? Just because they've been a friend or family member,
forever or whatever.
It's like, if they're not gonna love you the way that you are and want to have open conversations, just innocent open conversations with you, you don't want those people in your life because you're gonna like feel that energy.
Shrink yourself is what's gonna happen.
That's a good way to say it. Shrink yourself. I've been there.
And don't shrink yourself ever. Don't ever put yourself in a box. Like, you are meant to ever expand.
Oh God, I hate the box. The box sucks.
Fuck the box.
Fuck the box.
Anyway, so we're meant to ever expand as human beings. So if you're around those people, and they can be family, and that sucks sometimes. Trust me, I've been there. I know it. Like, like we're the ones to talk to about it. Like, it's happened, and that's also okay. Like, you don't ever think that you have to stay around someone or with someone or anything just because you have to. Like, that is not a way.
You don't have to do anything that you don't want to do
ever.
You are in charge.
Which is what we talked about at the very beginning. Like, this year, if you're going to be intentional, like, I don't want to hear all those excuses, because you're the only one in charge of you and your life. And yes, I know certain circumstances can come up or whatever, but at the same time, you're the creator of your circumstances. If you don't like it, change it. Like, I'm not saying make abrupt changes, like, right away. I'm saying... have the idea, toy around with the idea, think about it. Like, really ask yourself questions, which is what Morgan and I talk about all the time. Ask the questions.
All the time.
With beliefs, with programs, with anything. If something comes up and you notice it doesn't really resonate with you anymore, ask yourself why. Why do I feel this way? Why is this going on? Like, go deeper with it. And I think you'd be really surprised at what you find out. Yeah, that's really powerful to create that habit with yourself. Go ahead, you can keep talking. I'm just checking. These comments. Sorry. Okay. It's so far away. Yeah. Kina said, I've been frozen. Never heard that one. Rings true for my past. I'm thawing, damn it. Oh, that's good. You're thawing. That. Oh, I like that. Yeah. So I like to think of it as, sorry. Don't hit my leg. God. So I like to think of it as like, things like, this is what I'm writing my book about. Unlearning everything you've ever learned, and really it's just about remembering who you are at your core, at your authentic self. Like, without all the bullshit, without all the programs, without all the layers and the limiting beliefs, like, who you really truly are at soul level. That's what I think we're here to do. That's deep. I love that. And the only way you get there is for digging in. The soul behind the person. Like, behind the mask, behind the meat suit. Oh, I hate who are you really? I know, that's why I say it. It's fine. So that's what I would say. Ask yourself questions to find out who you are, so you know what internal work there is to do, so you know what shadow work there is to do, so you know what beliefs don't align with you anymore, what programs are running in the background that don't align with you anymore. Because everyone has that. You're not, like, exempt from that. We're all humans. We all have our struggles and our challenges. So don't think you're free of shadow work. You may have done a lot, but there's always more to dig up. To dig through, to uncover, to unlayer. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I've been doing this stuff for... You've done it longer than me. 2011. 9 years. Yeah. I'm just like... 9 years of doing this stuff. And you know what else, guys? Every day, I still find a deeper level to work on. because I don't think that there's ever a way to be perfect. And I think that life happens, things evolve and change. Yeah, it's bullshit. So every day I'm still finding things like I'll have a limiting belief thought, and I'm just like, that's bullshit. I don't believe it, and I redirect it. It's just so quick now compared to what it was 9 years ago.
Yeah,
it's pretty crazy.
Good. Yeah.
So I'm gonna read these comments real quick. Yeah. So Darcy said, "I'm sensitive to and feel so much from people, and sometimes these people are not even around me. Then it comes to light they were fighting something." And it's so strange that I was feeling it before I knew it was even happening. I'm learning to ground myself to keep me, me. So that's what we've talked about. There's past episodes we talked about empaths. People who are highly sensitive to energy, which I believe everyone can feel energy to a degree. There are some that just have a deeper connection with it.
Yeah, it's
and I think the more you practice it, the stronger that connection gets.
Yes. Which gets more intense.
Yeah, which leads to other gifts.
Because then you start feeling the world. Like all this shit the world is going through.
Which
you're just like,
this
oh
actually
my God,
goes back to this book.
Your heart. Yeah.
So the more you work on that stuff, you're unlocking certain, when you have certain thoughts and certain mindset processes, you start unlocking other gifts and abilities. So I think that's really cool.
Gifts and abilities. I still want to shoot fire out of my hand. Okay.
Which that is possible, but cheat.
I know.
Like if you look up Tai Chi, people
I know when I say that to people, they're like, you're fucking dumb. And I'm like, look, we have what? They don't know about 97% of our DNA, and we can unlock all kinds of things.
You just gotta do the work.
We all can be superheroes. So my goal before I
want to jailbreak yourself.
I don't even want to die. I want to ascend or whatever. Yeah. I'm like, I just want to jailbreak myself.
That's what's happening. Like break the code, like a code breaker.
And then be like fire, water powers or something.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So Darcy, it is important, like you said, to ground yourself, and I will tell you that as an empath, super important. Because I used to not do that until I learned.
Yeah, grounding is important.
God, especially when I was doing this work at first, and I was working on people all day and not grounding myself and taking on all that stuff. It was a lot. It was heavy.
I bet you were like, I was exhausted and just.
Even I will say that even about relationships with certain people, like, it was bad. Energy vampires are real, people. I'm telling you from personal experience. Like, look out for them.
Oh yeah.
And protect yourself.
Experience with an energy vampire too.
Especially if you're an empath. So good ways to protect yourself, ground yourself. You can picture, like a white. What did you call it before? Like a bubble.
Oh yeah,
I like a force field around you.
Yeah,
like
bubble
white
force
light.
field. Yeah. And you can make it whatever color you want.
Yeah, and then another one that I tell people, if you're sensitive to energy, if you're around somebody that's an energy vampire, you just take your hand and put it over your solar plexus. I don't know if you can see this. Maybe, maybe not.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you'll probably see in a minute. Yeah. So anyway, on your solar plexus, and that cuts that person off. That's where they like to connect in, is right there. So
have you noticed, like, if you're uncomfortable? I noticed with me,
automatically cover
you just
that
kind
shit.
of.
That's exactly why you're doing
what you're doing.
You're cutting them off of your energy
You know
source.
automatically. You're just like, no, we're going to protect right there.
Yeah.
I know, I do that.
So I tell people to do that all the time when I work with clients and stuff. I'm like, take your hand, put it over there. I mean, you can do this. You can cross your arms, like you said, like whatever. You don't have to know what you're doing. Just protect yourself.
Oh, yeah.
That's all you have to do.
Yeah.
And I think you'd be surprised and when you start doing that, noticing the difference around those people.
Oh, yeah.
And you'll know those people because if you're around them and you're talking to them and you start feeling drained as shit or horrible and you're just like, oh my God, this is going nowhere. Hello, that's an energy vampire.
Yeah.
If you're around somebody that it's in balance of energy, balanced exchange between energy, you're never going to feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
Darcy said, me too. Grounding yourself is different at home than at work too. I'm learning. Yes, I visualize these white lights. Oh yes, I love covering my solar plexus.
Yep.
Yeah, that's important. So
awesome.
Grounding can be something as simple as breath work, just FYI. Grounding is about being present in the moment. So when I tell people to go earth, go ground, meditating is a form of grounding because your the way when you sit in a lotus position, your root chakra is to the earth. That's why you're grounding. That's why when you're walking out barefoot in the grass, earthing and grounding, that's why you're grounding. Your feet are going to the ground. Another way is you can be sitting at the desk, say your feet are on the ground. You can just do breath work that I do before my Reiki lives all the time. Just taking that deep breath in. Expanding your belly, and then blowing out. And as you do that, you can also visualize like roots going down from your feet down deep into the earth. All those are ways that you can ground yourself just in the moment. Breath is the easiest one though because you can do that anywhere. If you're driving, if you're at the grocery store.
I've heard that. Like it's
if you're about to smack
focus
your
on
kids,
breathing.
Just kidding. Just like, oh my God. So I actually do that. Sometimes. So I do this with my niece, Jet. And it works. And other people do this too. But when a little kid, we're all energetic beings, right? And little kids just don't know how to maneuver it. I mean, hell, a lot of adults don't know how to maneuver it yet. So one of the things that I like to do...
adults are just kids that haven't learned how to deal with their emotions.
Yeah, that is...
Hence where we're at.
And that's what I do for a living, is help people figure that shit out and get rid of it.
Yeah.
So with her, like, if she's upset or something, like, and my brother and sister-in-law do it too, she'll take a deep breath. Like, if she's getting really worked up, we'll just get down, level with her and just like, hey, let's take a deep breath. And all that is doing is it's grounding that kid. It's making them be present. It's still letting them process and feel whatever they need to feel. Because most of the time, you've seen a 2-year-old having a tantrum. The parents like yelling at them, like, stop acting like this. And then it's just a lot of
energy. Intense energy.
Yeah,
it's like an intense crap energy ball.
Yeah, it's like a clusterfuck of energy. That's what it's like. And it's not helping anybody. It is about being present, helping that kid ground themselves. And it helps them to center themselves so that as they start getting older, they learn, oh, this is all I gotta do.
Yeah, just work on it.
Let's see. I'm going back. We lost comments. Kina said, what will help affirm energy cords that have been broken? So one is not reaching out to that person, no matter what. Don't reconnect, because even you thinking about that person energetically, the way that energy works, that's all it takes sometimes. So if you can, no contact with that person, if possible. If it's somebody you have to be around, that's understandable too. Protect yourself. So like we talked about, grounding yourself, your little energy bubble, any of those things, covering your solar plexus, those things. And you don't have to engage. If someone is trying to get a reaction out of you, again, you are the only one in control. Oh, sorry, that was my dog. He's laying
like he needed
down.
an angle.
So you're the only one to control how you respond to that.
Yeah, which situation. Doesn't have to be at all. You don't have to respond.
Exactly. And I'd like to say that sometimes no response is a super strong, loud response. Just FYI. You don't ever have to feed into anything. You can end the conversation at any point.
Cut it off.
And then sometimes those energy vampires are like, oh God, what just happened? Because they're looking for that. They want you to feed into it.
They feed off of that. So don't give them that energy.
Summer said, I will try that. Thank you for that information. Darcy said, I think so much better having harder conversations when I'm grounded. Yes, breathing. Thank you, Ashton. And then Darcy said, so true, Morgan. Big children. Well, that's what we are, guys. Yeah. We're just trying to figure this out together and help each other along the way. So, yeah, that's the gist of it. I think, yes, having hard conversations and being grounded is important. And here's what I'll say. I am a talker. I don't like confrontation, but if I have to have a confrontation with somebody, I want to do it from a very grounded space. Yeah. And in the past, that's looked different than it is now because I'm more evolved. My thinking process is different. In the past, for me, it would have been like, oh, maybe I need to go on a drive. Oh, maybe I just need to go in the other room and get away from you for like 2 seconds. Because energetically, for me, I'm picking up on all this energy that's super intense, and I can't have a conversation because there's no way. I'm so I'm too much. I'm so like uptight and wound up. I can't even have.
I'm just kidding.
I can't even have a solid conversation because I'm not thinking clearly.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead and talk because I'm gonna start coughing now.
Oh my gosh, I got distracted. What were we talking about then?
So we were talking about being grounded for conversations.
Yes, that's really important. I will say, like, as a mom, I'm learning how to do that because I have 3 boys that I homeschool. They're with me all the time. That's a lot of energy around.
I can't imagine that as a mom. Like, I'm just thinking myself.
And so I am so far from perfect on this, but I'm aware of where I can improve. So I'll say one of the things I'm really proud of is my middle child, who's very spirited. He's just very adventurous, and he tells the stories about his life on Saturn, and he's just
this is the coolest thing.
Amazing. My other kids are amazing too, but this is an example for him. He's really starting to use his words because he's very emotional. And just the other night, I think last night or the night before, he had wanted ice cream or something, and we ate the last of it.
Oh no!
Because parents are mean like that sometimes. And he was like, "Oh, that makes me really frustrated." So instead of like screaming or like something, he said, "I was really frustrated." I was like, "Oh, I'm really sorry. I could see how that would make you frustrated." And then I was like, "Hey, you want to hit my hand or something just to take some,
get the energy out."
Yeah. And he's like, "No, I want to hit Dad's hand because I think Jeremy ate the last bite or whatever it was."
It's Dad's fault. I want to hit Dad's hand.
So he's like, "I want to hit Dad's hand." And so he just did like a, just like a little punch, and then it was over. He's like, I'm frustrated.
You needed to expel
and I was like,
energy.
you need to expel some energy. Here you go, in a safe way. And then it was over with. And I was like, parenting win. We just took something that could have been totally blown up and ruined the whole night and just focused his energy. He had the awareness to say exactly what he was feeling. 6.
So 6-year-old was able to tell her about being frustrated. I just want to point that out. Like that's emotional intelligence level that he's already at 6.
Yeah. So that's been a long time that we've worked on it, but that's important. And then the other kids too, we're working on that and just saying how you feel. It's okay to feel these feelings. You don't have to shut them down.
Don't judge them.
Don't say, stop crying, or don't feel like that. Just...
Everything you feel is valid.
that's frustrating. Or even me, because I get mad, they piss me off. I'm like, that's making me really angry right now. I'm feeling angry.
Yeah.
And then they hear me do that, and then they will imitate that, and they will tell me how they're feeling. And that's a win for me. That makes me happy, so...
And as far as energy expelling goes, I'll be the first to tell you I'm monotone. Most people that know me, this is me.
Yeah.
But there's been times like if I do have a lot of energy, so there's 2 things that I will do. So if there's a time, because I don't yell really, if there's a time that I need to expel that energy, I will. I'll usually it's if like I'm in my car or something. Yeah. And I'm driving, I'll just let a quick out like just get it out. And I feel better. Yeah. Or I'll put on my favorite song and I'll just jam to it. Like I'll just it's like
that energy out.
It's like on Grey's Anatomy. Dance it out.
That show.
You never watched?
I never watched that show. I'm
Meredith? Sorry. Okay, that's fine. I'll forgive you.
Okay.
But Meredith and Christina Yang, they dance it out, and if there's a thing, that's the thing they do together. So
that's cool.
Those are things that I do to expel energy sometimes because it is important. So I'm not saying dismiss what you're feeling,
right?
But the only way to move through it is to experience it, to let it flow. Because so many times people take I don't know, like emotions and energy, and they judge the shit out of it, and they stuff it down. They're like, oh,
that gets back to the emotion code, and then it gets stuck and trapped, and then you fuck up your body.
Yeah, and then people come see me, and I help them, but that's fine. I mean, at least I'm here to help people, but my goal is I want to make it where nobody needs that eventually. I'd rather help people be proactive.
See how all this ties in together? It's like a spider web of like this affects this over here, and then this over here. Or puzzle. I like puzzle pieces like this. Too. Find this puzzle piece and where it fits in the bigger puzzle, and just keep putting your puzzle together.
Yeah. So don't judge your emotions. Whatever there is to have to experience, there's a reason it's coming up. Feel it. Move through it. It's okay. Don't judge it. Just move through it and then move on. Yeah. Don't become your feelings. Don't sink into it all the way. That's not what we're saying. We're not saying experience this super grief and just go in this black hole and never come out. That's not what we're saying. So just
don't wallow in it forever. Feel it, process it, do what you need to do, and then continue on. Yeah.
And that's what we talk about conscious and unconscious living. So redirect your thought. Okay, I felt this. Why did I feel this? Okay, I felt this because this happened to me at this time, blah, 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 whatever. Okay, I'm going to experience this. I'm going to feel through this. And this can be something that happened decades ago. It doesn't matter. If you're feeling in that moment, you're thinking about it, you're like, okay, I feel this. Yeah. I acknowledge this. I see how I felt this way. I'm going to experience this feeling real quick. I'm going to be sad about it. Okay, I'm crying. I'm breathing through it. And I release it. Okay, I've moved through that. Now what would I rather feel instead? And then that's where you focus your intention. Because where focus goes, your energy flows.
Yep.
Darcy said, my phone is going to go off. I'll check in soon. Happy New Decade. Love the conversations. Happy New Decade, Darcy. We are glad that you were able to tune in for this episode of 2020.
Yes. I think we had one above that.
We have another one I missed?
We did. Yeah.
Oh, Keena said, blocking his number wasn't working because he was still leaving voicemail, so I disabled my voicemail versus changing my number. Okay. Question. Is that going to affect you? In other words, is that going to affect anybody else trying to get a hold of you, trying to leave you a voicemail? Just think bigger picture, if there's any other way around that, or if you think that works for now. Maybe you're just trying it out to see how that works before you make a different decision. And again, you're allowed to change your mind at any point. Yeah. Don't think you have to make one decision and stick with it forever. Yeah. You're allowed to change your mind. So which we talk about all the time. And honestly, I think the most intelligent people change their mind all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Based off, like you said, the constant... information they're taking in, they're like, okay, do I still believe this? I mean, I do that even with my beliefs. And Morgan and I tell you that all the time. Everything we're sharing with you guys, we don't want you just to blindly take what we're saying.
Right, yeah.
We're just planting seeds of sharing.
We're just talking.
Yeah, we're opening up the conversation for you to have internally with yourself, and we want you to question yourself. We want you to ask yourself the questions. We want you to come up with a solution.
Because it's your reality. It's not my reality is mine.
Mine's
Ashton's is Ashton's. Yours is yours.
Yeah.
Like, just to take, maybe you agree with, or you're curious about 75% of what we talk about, so go look into that. And the other part just
does it resonate?
Yeah,
and that's
it's okay.
Yeah.
It's totally fine.
No judgment.
Yep.
That's the biggest thing that I will say that on my awakening journey has changed everything for me is releasing judgment.
Oh, yeah. There's
just letting go of shit. Like,
people are just so worried about judgment, not fitting in or upsetting somebody or what
or
if
what
they
people
think this
Who
or
gives
what?
a shit?
Yeah,
Who gives a shit? That's how I
feel.
Because here's why I say that. And I say it in the most loving way, and people that know me know that, but it doesn't matter what other people think. Other people are living their reality. They're doing their own thing. Yep. It's none of your concern what they think.
And they're experiencing the consequences, positive or negative, of their actions.
Yeah.
That's just what it is.
Yeah.
And sometimes they don't realize it. That's one of the hardest things is you may see something and then they don't quite see how it's affecting them, but you can't force anyone to hear a message they're not ready to hear.
Yeah.
Or to change their mind.
All you can do is speak your truth ever. Mm-hmm. And then it's up to that person how they receive it. It's not up to you.
Yeah.
Don't hold, again, that's where letting go comes in. Don't speak your truth and hold on to how you think or how you want this other person to react or to take your truth. Mm-hmm. All there is for you is to speak your truth. Release what happens when you speak your truth. Mm-hmm. Don't hold on, because if you have expectations of what's going to happen, I promise you, 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to be let down because that person's not going to respond how you want them to respond. Yeah. And the reason is because everyone has their own programs, and again, the lens in which they view the world. They're not seeing from the same lens as you, so they're probably not going to 100% agree with you, and that's okay. Mm-hmm. Kina said, yes, but I didn't want to change my number since it's my business number also. Right now, it's what I'm doing to firm the cord break. Next natural realm step is finalize divorce. And that's what you got to do. Mm-hmm. And just also FYI for you, if this is something you think about doing in the future, you can get a GoDaddy phone line, FYI, for $12 a month that you can have as an app. And I've used this personally for my business because I got weird creepos calling me when I first did Transcend a couple years ago. And I was like, no, we're cutting that out. $12 a month. You can pick your number that you would like, and it's an app that you can use on your phone. Phone calls and text and everything comes through your phone real time, and it's a phone that you can set up specific hours to ring or not ring and to have a voicemail. Cool. So all these things, just FYI for you, there's a little tip. I know that's nothing to do with what we're talking about really, but it is, so there you go. You might try that eventually if you want. Well, that's all I've got.
Yeah. Well, it's already 9:30?
Yep. Time flies when you're having fun.
It does. Oh, your computer's about to die.
Yep. So that's how I started wrapping up. So we're just really excited about what we have coming for you guys in 2020. So again, just a brief overcap in case you didn't catch the very beginning of this. Let me go over it real quick. So 2020, we're talking about setting intentions. We're going to give you guys tools and experiments and exercises and practices to do that we want to do with you and with us, so we can create the life we want to live. If you are interested in getting the Emotion Code book by Dr. Bradley Nelson, this is what we're reading currently. We're going to be experimenting on each other, with each other, on ourselves. We'd love to have the experiments with you. Get your feedback, what you guys think about it, what you've noticed when you've done it. And that's all about epigenetics, how thoughts become things, how they manifest in the body, how they turn on and off certain genes in your DNA to activate or disable, certain illnesses and diseases.
All kinds of stuff.
It gets deep, guys, but it's so good. We're going to start interviewing other people, so if you know somebody or want to be interviewed, like I said, message us, share your story, and we can talk about that and getting that scheduled. Giving you lots of 5D knowledge. We're in the foundation building now. You guys have done a lot of the dipping your toes in work. Now we're really going to start diving in 2020, and we're really excited about that. We've got our experiments coming that we want to work on with people, and then our Patreon account. So we'll be sharing that with you once we get that up and running so that you guys can subscribe to it. What was the book again?
Yeah.
The Emotion Code. I don't know if this is backwards to you guys or not, but it's The Emotion Code by Dr. Bradley Nelson is the name of the book. This is the updated version. It's expanded and updated. That's the only reason. The original, I think, is black, right?
Yeah.
Black cover with
which is what I have, but it's basically
basically the same. This is the added forward, I think, that the other one didn't have. This one has Tony Robbins. I don't know if it did. So they work a lot together.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, Emily says yes, love emotion coding. Yeah, so you know it's all tied together.
Yeah.
So that's what we have coming in 2020. We are super excited to share this with you and create with you and keep connecting. If you know other people that would benefit from watching these lives, share with them. Maybe that's your way of planting the seed. Share the live with them, like, hey, you know, here's this episode. I thought you might like checking it out.
Check out these weird girls.
Yeah. And
awesome.
like I said, you can go back to our very beginning. This is episode 26. We got 25 other episodes in the past.
I can't believe it's been that long.
Yeah, we've been doing this for a year almost.
Yeah.
And so you can go back to the past episodes on my website, which is transcendwellnessok.com, or Morgan's, which is
intentionallyminimalish.com.
And you go on either one of those websites, find our YouTube playlist for all the past episodes. And like I said, if you want to share those with somebody, maybe they're just starting their awakening journey. Now it's your turn to pass the torch and like, hey, I've done this work. Here you go. Here's a little bit of information. Because we're here to help each other. We're here to help each other evolve and connect. And we do it best together as a group. So we're really excited about that. Thank you guys so much for just following us on this journey. This has been the coolest thing that we started this so long ago. Where it started to where it is now. Yeah. It's pretty awesome.
It's crazy.
And we're just getting started. That's what's so fun about it. So we thank you guys. This wouldn't be a thing without you. Participating, sharing things with us, like sharing the lives. We appreciate all of you so much. We love interacting with you. We love having these talks. We love that this is the information you wanted, and we felt our intuition, followed ourselves, and
we made it happen.
Yeah,
you manifested.
All these things came to fruition because of it. So it's really cool. We're really excited about it. Again, we do this every other Wednesday. So we will not be live next Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, but the Wednesday after. So just stay tuned with those. If you follow either one of us, you'll see that we post about it, like usually the day before or the day of, telling what topic we're going to talk about that day. So we look forward to seeing you guys on our next Awaken Vlogcast. Jamie said, Happy New Year, love and light, shine bright. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
Thank you.
2020.
Yeah, so we're so excited about what's coming, and we look forward to seeing you guys on the next Awaken Vlogcast. So have a good night, guys, and keep shining your light and speaking your truth. Peace out.